This is from our good friends over at trekmovie.com.
I just have to give them an extra shout out because they're updating these articles like every hour or two because so much keeps happening. And I'm like, I don't know how they're keeping up with this.
Did you notice that Trek Movie also on Twitter, they just tweeted out, hey, we're updating our article on this. Stand by. I was like, wow, you guys are on it. Good job, guys.
They're so on it. Yeah.
Not that we're surprised.
And so professionally, like, I have to add. Yeah.
All right. So I'll hop on this one. Star Trek Prodigy removed from Paramount Plus as fans rally to save the show. As reported last Friday, Star Trek Prodigy was included in a number of other shows set to be removed from Paramount Plus, and those removals have now happened. Fans are also rallying to save the show as we await news on a new home for the second season. So for anybody that doesn't know, anybody that went camping this weekend and just got home and are like, I'm going to put on the main viewer to see what I missed. Anybody want to tell them what they missed?
Yeah, Prodigy like caused a coup.
Yeah. Basically, in a nutshell, it was announced on Friday afternoon that Prodigy has been canceled. Prodigy.
Well, we should clarify what that means.
Yeah,
it's not canceled in the sense that we'll never see it again. It's that, the season 1 has already come out and is finished airing. Season 2 is in post-production. The plan is for it to continue in post-production and just to find a new outlet. So it won't be appearing in Paramount Plus, but hopefully will be appearing someplace else soon. It's now currently being shopped around to various other outlets.
Right. Not only is that the plan, it's happening. They are apparently Paramount is still paying to get it finished. It's not a hope or a theory. Well,
good point.
Things do change, but as we know, as of right now, what we do know is that business as usual. They're going to finish it, but it has been canceled from Paramount Plus, I guess is the way we want to say it.
Right.
Fully removed, right, Melissa? Fully removed, including season 1. Season 2 will not air, but it's the strangest part, I think, not just the suddenness of it, but and unexpectedness of it all, but that season 1 got removed. they just took it off.
Yeah, that's bizarre, in my opinion. It's bizarre.
It is confusing.
I don't know, to get into all the. I obviously do not understand all the legalities, but I think this happened with one other streaming service that was cited by IndieWire by a third-party business analyst, and some of it has to do with tax breaks and what shows fall into what category, and these ones kind of filled that quota, is suspected. And then also Aaron Walke is being really, we'll get into him more in the article too, but I saw him answer a really good question today about the legalities of an IP that's owned by one company being shown on another company's streaming service and how to continue making it, and he said that that's all being taken care of. So I feel those are all promising things.
Yes. It's funny that you mentioned the tax break, because right before we went live, we actually were talking about the NBA collective bargaining agreement and the tax aprons and double repeater taxes that are going on it's very boring. We won't get into it too much.
Mayhouse asked a good question in the chat. She says, do you think they removed season 1 to make it more marketable for a different network to pick up the whole thing? It's a good thought.
I think so.
That's kind of, I have no idea, but that was kind of a thought that I thought might be a possibility, because first of all, I can't think of anything else that would make sense as to why they would cancel it, but still pay for it to be completed. So clearly they want to make that money back, right? So if it's strictly a money thing, they can't afford it, they would just cut it and end it. But if they're still completing it, maybe they think they can.
But there is a tax break to complete it too. If they complete it, there's a tax break in there as well.
Good to know.
And also, as we go on,
write it off.
I'm I'm actually really hopeful. And I've seen like some people who work on the show very hopeful because honestly, like this is a big paywall for a kid show where on a network that isn't necessarily like full of kid shows and or like not one of the most common streamers. So this could open up if it gets depending on where it gets picked up, you could get like so much more exposure, a way wider audience, which is what we want from Prodigy anyway, like getting new fans into the franchise. So it might not be the worst thing in the world, and also like people who are more equipped to merchandise. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's read a bit more here from this article, shall we? Let me pull that up. So sorry. Here it is. Okay. So it continues. Prodigy gone from Paramount Plus. Today, Paramount Plus launched its planned full integration with Showtime in the USA. All of the Showtime content is now available within the ad-free tier of Paramount Plus. The removal of Prodigy and a number of other shows ahead of this integration is what Paramount describes as, quote, refining our content offering to deliver the best streaming experience for subscribers. These removals are also part of an industry-wide trend as streaming providers take write-offs to cut costs with a new focus on creating profitability. I love that, a new focus on creating profitability. What was the old focus? Is this a business?
Oh my God! It's like when TNG made that rule where every episode had to be about something. When Michael Piller joined.
I don't even know. Maybe I don't know anything about, but I feel like that would be the first thing in the boardroom meeting. All right, everybody. How do we make money off this? But we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe their first thought was brand building or network building, or, maybe, there's a lot to be said there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it continues with Paramount following other streamers doing the same, including Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max, now just Max. While Paramount Plus has removed a variety of different shows, Prodigy is one of 18 Nickelodeon-produced shows that are no longer available, showing how kids' programming and animation have taken the biggest hit. Wow.
That's so sad.
Yeah. And it continues, internationally, Prodigy is still available on Paramount Plus. However, it appears that it will be removed this week. I think it just did. In a statement to Trek Movie, Paramount thanked the, quote, fantastic cast and crew of Star Trek Prodigy for their, quote, hard work and dedication, end quote, to the show. Paramount also confirmed work on the 20-episode second season will continue as the studio looks for a new home for both seasons of the show. Well,
fingers crossed it finds a new home soon. It's such a great show, and I'm sure season 2 is going to be fantastic. So can't wait to see it wherever it ends up.
Well, the other nice thing I feel like that's going for it is, I mean, not nice. Obviously, I don't want the strike going on so long, but with the WGA strike, like other people might be more like looking for more content, and this would be a 40-episode show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's an award-winning show. Multiple awards.
And we really like the show. I mean, speaking for myself, I was very pleased with the show. I was very impressed with it. And I would be shocked if nobody, I mean, I feel like somebody's going to pick it up. It's just basically,
100%. I would be shocked too. Yeah.
It's just basically how good of a deal they get for it. Obviously they're going to get a lot of bidders, but hopefully they're going to get bidders on the higher end rather than settling for, Cro-Magnon.com or whatever. If that doesn't exist, it should.
Right.
Let me see. Is there more to this?
So there's, it goes on. Aaron Wolke has a really great thread on things we can do to help. Mm-hmm. And then some of the things that have already been going in the right direction. And then a couple other things about STLV.
Well, yeah. So check the. Oh no, that STLV. I was so confused by that Twitter thread. I was like, so are they serious? I don't get it. So it continues. This is a very comprehensive article from Trek Movie, by the way. It's covering a lot of news items that we wanted to cover, and this one kind of happens to just cover everything. It continues. Fans rally to save the show. Soon after Friday's news, fans quickly latched on to the Save Star Trek Prodigy hashtag, which has been quite active. There is a change.org petition, which has already surpassed 17,000 votes in just a few days. Let's see how that's doing right now. 19,000 right now to the minute. The creative team behind Prodigy has been active in supporting fans' efforts online and also sharing a positive and hopeful attitude for the future of the show, at least in terms of finding a new home for both the first season and the upcoming second season. Co-executive producer Aaron Waltke laid out a thread on twitter.com suggesting ways fans can support the show. This included a message to stay positive, but also to watch and purchase the show when possible. So
while you're pulling that up, just the other thing to remember is like when Star Trek was on Netflix, that was one of Netflix's most watched shows. So I feel like that's another thing in its favor that they should be telling like possible bidders.
Some other networks have like a lot of features too, though, that make it nice. Like I always watch shows at like 1.25, 1.5 speed on Netflix, but I don't think you can do that on Paramount. At least I haven't seen the option for that. So.
That is such a Muhammad thing to do. You seriously watch things at a faster speed just to get through them faster.
I only do that for
it's like I've got a half-hour lunch break and it's a 40-minute episode. So like, well, I need to make it fit.
Wow.
Have you ever done that, Melissa?
No, I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, at least on Netflix's iPad
that would be
app,
helpful.
you can do that. Yeah.
Oh,
I do it on
gotcha.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube easy. Yeah. Podcasts always.
Yeah. Not this one.
Not this one.
So here is the Twitter thread from our good friend, Mr. Aaron J. Waltke. Feel free to read this in his voice. He says, many are asking what they can do to help #save Star Trek Prodigy as it sets a course for a new home. Given our unique circumstance, 20 complete episodes in a known IP and another 20 nearly complete / exclusive for debut, prospects are good. Here's possibilities to pitch in. Here's my favorite already. Keep it positive and keep it up. Now is the time to do it. Let them see an eager and active fan base who will follow the show wherever it goes. Watch the entire show to completion while it's still up. A view is a view and numbers do matter. And he links it. Can we talk about the importance of keeping it positive?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, please.
I mean, it's fair that a lot of people are. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You please.
Yeah, it gets a little frustrating because you want to support a show because it's wonderful and it's because it's so positive and well done and well made. But then I've had to backtrack some of my likes and retweets because they tend to get into the negative parts of stuff, and to me positivity is better to promote than negativity is a better launching pad to promote than negativity. That's just my personal view.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a great personal view. I mean, it's fair that people are a little upset because they were used to something and it was readily accessible. And it's like, okay, well, I had this thing and now it's at least temporarily taken away from me. It's fair people be a little upset for that. But I mean, ultimately, we want, as I think Aaron said in various places too, we want the new potential buyers to see like, here's an excited, positive fan base, not here's a bunch of cranks. You know?
Crank used to be a lot of fun.
It just seemed like anywhere it could, wherever the protostar lands, probably
the starship is landing.
Which I'm like, why is no one saying that? That's so hilarious. But I feel like no matter where it lands, like probably because of this decision already, it will be like better for the show ultimately. I just want the like peace of mind that it's landing somewhere.
Red alert, everybody. The starship is landing.
That's had one for the protostar.
When we have a new home for Prodigy, we should do that. But another thing to add on to the positivity, and again, huge caveat.
That's what that was about. Okay.
Huge caveat. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know any of this stuff. However, that being said, here are my thoughts. And I would say that the positivity is important because, look, companies, they're businesses, they're conglomerations, they're whatever they are, but they are full of humans in it. And those humans are known as people. And people, when they look at other people and other fan bases, and those people are super grumpy or negative or bad-mouthing something, it might make them reticent to bring on that fan base, to grandfather that fan base into theirs. It's kind of like if you go to, if you're interviewing someone for a job, and all they do is badmouth their previous employer, you're going to be like, you're going to say, you may be right, but I'm going to run as fast as I can from you just in case. And vice versa. You don't want to be the person badmouthing a previous employer. And so that kind of feels like it's in that category of we want to put on a very good face and show them how positive and how enthusiastic and how supportive and how amazing Star Trek fans are, so that all these other companies and streaming services will be fighting each other for our likes and retweets and subscriptions and views.
I love along those lines. I love one of Matt Bortman's comments here in the chat: "Where Prodigy goes, we will follow." That's the best statement right there. Where Prodigy goes, we will follow. And it's true, we will 100%.
And way more people, I really believe.
And maybe it'll reach more of an audience too, because we have the Star Trek fans already in Paramount Plus. Now you're gonna get to new people who maybe didn't get a chance to see it on Nickelodeon and Paramount.
Right.
I got it. They should be on Showtime next.
They have a kids section.
Yes.
All of these networks have a kids section.
That's the answer. What else is on Showtime?
That miniseries Tammy and Tammy and George. I don't know what it's called, but it's like nominated.
Billions?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I thought Billions was part of that. It's a popular show there.
Let's
I've never watched.
Let's finish this tweet from Aaron Walke before we get too far ahead of ourselves. He continues, the hashtags Star Trek Prodigy and Save Star Trek Prodigy fan campaigns are wonderful. The efforts to keep it visible are also meaningful as it is shopped around. Here are some social media profiles shared by @Starfleet Design. Great job, Starfleet Design. Check those out. You can make your own, everybody. Like the Matt Boardman, I think, did very quickly for our backgrounds. I could be wrong, but he's very quick. So thank you for that, Matt Boardman. He says there's also this, and he links Make Some Noise, hashtag Save Star Trek Prodigy by Trek Culture. He says voting with your wallet is also a great option. You can purchase the Blu-ray or DVD for the first 10 episodes with more on the way. They're selling out. You can also purchase them digitally on the Apple Store, Amazon Prime, etc.
I think
some of the numbers that I saw for that
10. I think that's all they have right now.
Yeah, and they have it in. They had it in Blu-ray and they had it in like whatever the other thing is. And the Blu-ray, like they had over 400 copies, which sold out like in a day.
Yeah.
Then he talks about picking up the Star Trek Prodigy toys and Star Trek merchandise. That's all great stuff. He continues, but we are in uncharted territory. But it's worth noting that not long ago, shows like Futurama and The Orville found new homes by DVD sales, fan engagement, and viewership on demand. Quite frankly, there's a whole new audience out there waiting to discover hashtag Star Trek Prodigy. And so now we're thinking, so in the words of Captain Janeway, let's see what's out there. Or was that was Picard that said that.
Make it so.
Great stuff by Aaron Waltke.
There are more fans in the Nebula.
Oh, he also mentions the video game Star Trek Supernova. Feel free to pick that up on Amazon. And also Star Trek Prodigy Supernova on Nintendo Switch. Whew, lots of Prodigy stuff. Mm-hmm. So is there more in this here?
I mean, the other thing I'll highlight is, I don't remember if there was much of a Prodigy presence at STLV last year. There certainly was at Chicago missions. But what's nice to see is there certainly is going to be a presence this year with the Hageman brothers being there and Kate Mulgrew. So that obviously means there'll be Prodigy panels. And hopefully that inspires more Prodigy cosplay and more tweets and everything. I think that's great.
However, on that note, there was also a very confusing Twitter thread, at least for me. And
they're not really going to reenact season 2 on stage.
I think you should tell the captain that. So that's what I thought.
That would be fun.
Kevin and Dan Hageman, the showrunners of Prodigy, said, due to unforeseen circumstances, my brother and I will be acting out our entire season 2 of Star Trek Prodigy at STLV. Come for the fun, stay for the laughs. We'll see you there. So I'm thinking, ha ha ha, very funny. I like that joke. Yay. But then Kate Mulgrew quote tweets it and she says, I will be joining this panel as there is much to discuss with the brothers Hageman. Well, it's a joke though, right? Or is it all of a sudden like a panel that confused me.
I think they're going to push to have more Prodigy panels.
Oh, that's it.
Which is great to see because they were such an amazing part of Star Trek Mission Chicago. And it was kind of like a bummer that kind of enthusiasm didn't really seem to be not through a fault of creations. It's just not the official convention.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Kate just invited herself to the panel because she said it sounded like fun. So
I didn't even know there was really going to be a panel. I thought it was just that's what I'm saying. I thought it was just a joke. I thought they were just saying, "Hey, we're gonna be at Star Trek Las Vegas. We're gonna reenact all of season 2. Tee-hee. That's like 10 hours, So it was a joke. But then I don't know if Kate knows that.
They put it on the speed that Mohammed watches things.
Maybe you're right.
There you go.
They drink their Dr. Pepper and they get all zipped.
Exactly.
So in the live chat, we have a couple people talking about
let me just point out too, I think it's always a brilliant idea when the cast and the creatives remember oh yeah, there are these things called conventions. They don't have to be official and we can really use them to our advantage. It's very much in the spirit of Majel Barrett and her understanding of how you can really work the conventions and the love of the fans at the grassroots level. And just work that in your favor. And that was even before social media. So I just love Star Trek fandom. It's fun how everything comes back around.
They were at the Chicago convention. Both well, actually, I guess one of the Hagemans plus Aaron Waltke and Ben Hibben were there.
Mm-hmm.